Good Friday evening, everybody. I am meteorologist Nick Kelly checking in once again on this January 17th of 2020. We had to start out with rain, freezing rain, and sleet this morning with temperatures hovering just near freezing at the surface with plenty of warm air aloft. Thankfully, we continue to warm throughout the day. We're still warming up going into the late night, but it will have to turn cold again, but at least we're dry for the next couple days or so before our next storm system decides to roll on in. So let's dive in to see what on earth happened today. This is one perspective, at the very least, from Indigo Sky Casino and Resort just outside of Seneca, Missouri. Once you worked far enough south of, let's say, Miami, Neosho, and Mount Vernon, those areas didn't see a lot, if any, in the way of freezing rain and sleet. You just had to deal with the cloud cover all day, and certainly periods of rain to get your Friday started. This view of the Skywatch Storm Tracker, that red line, has showing temperatures at 32 degrees. So safe to say, if you were hugging that line, or if you were just below freezing, your rain had to be mixed in with freezing rain and sleet this morning before we saw temperatures rebound and warm throughout the course of the afternoon. As far as ice reports, in our immediate area, we were seeing ice amounts vary from 1/10 to 2/10 to almost 3/10 of an inch of ice. Some embedded pockets might have picked up a little bit more than that, but the vast majority of the heavier ice, fortunately, those were sticking around Wichita and areas around the Salina in central parts of Kansas, and I think even Columbia, Missouri. They had to deal with some ice today. They picked up at least 1/4 of an inch of ice. As far as liquid rain, 6/10 of an inch on average across the entire area ever since the rain began with this wave, but the embedded pockets of heavier rain showing areas pushing almost 1.5 inches, if not 1.75 inches. So that is why we still have flood watches out to take us into your Saturday morning for Bourbon, Crawford, Cherokee counties, and a good portion, pretty much almost all of southwestern Missouri, because of the rain that we're still trying to get rid of from last Friday and the additional rain that we have been seeing so far today. And as far as flood warnings go, just a couple of river flood warnings. We have the Neosho River and the Marmaton, I believe, around the Beta, running a little higher than normal. For the most part, though, we are just seeing scattered light to sometimes moderate rain across southwestern Missouri and right along and south of I-44 as you work into northeastern Oklahoma. 7th and Range Line, the roads are wet, but they are thankfully just that, as you continue to bounce back and forth between just cloudy skies and cloudy skies with some rain passing through. The ALMANAC today had us starting cold at 33, but just above freezing, even though we had a little bit of freezing rain at times. When the ALMANAC first came out today, we did have our warmest point in the afternoon at 39 degrees as expected, but that high of 50, that is the warmest we've been so far tonight, with Joplin Regional observing just over 1 inch of rain at the airport. 50 degrees, again, that is where we are amazingly, with that south wind at 17 and gusting near 25 at 10:37 on this Friday night. Even though we are seeing the clouds and the rain still around, it was amazing to see temperatures warm throughout the entire day. Again, we had to just get past freezing temperatures this morning, but then everybody started to go just above freezing, if not a good deal above freezing, as early as 7, 8, 9 o'clock this morning. In fact, some spots are pushing 40 already as we work toward noon in northeastern Oklahoma. And everybody was safely dealing with just lingering rain throughout the rest of the afternoon. But still, that south wind is really picking up and pushing us near 50 in quite a few spots as we go deeper into the overnight. So it is very conceivable that we could see late night highs in the lower 50s. And the same goes to start your Saturday morning out. Those will be midnight or early morning highs in the 50s officially. Then, as we clear the skies out with the west wind behind the front kicking in, that's when it's going to turn cold again. 32 by sunrise, and then we should try to go back into the mid-30s by noon on Saturday. At least we're on the backside of this system now, with all the wintry precip, the freezing rain, sleet, and snow working toward the Great Lakes. This cold front, this is what we've been waiting for to push everything out of here. It is starting to knock on the door in our western counties. That cold front will sweep all this out here as we go throughout the course of the night and into tomorrow, in addition to this upper wave. Once we get past this wave upstairs, that will also help to usher in a quieter rest of the weekend, and certainly a brighter rest of the weekend too. So, late night highs near 50 for a good number of you, and early highs Saturday morning in the lower 50s and upper 40s. Then, as that west wind kicks in behind the passing front, we'll see temperatures turn cold by Saturday morning, upper 20s to lower 30s for some. And then we'll try our best with the sunshine that we'll get tomorrow to get highs back right around 40 degrees for the most part. So, not much of a warm-up once we get past our cold start at 32, but we'll certainly make the most of it. 36 by noon. Around Joplin, we'll have highs topping out right around 40 degrees. Quick look at Saturday night and Sunday morning. We'll have us turning cold again with lows dropping back into the mid-20s. Maybe some passing clouds for Sunday morning and Sunday afternoon. But this setup yields just a dry end to the weekend, even though temperatures will stay a bit on the cold side. You could argue a weak system trying to clip us as we go into Monday, so we'll just say partly sunny and cold for Martin Luther King Day, but we should stay on the dry side for now. Well, our next system, though, will be this upper low that will be coming out of the Pacific Northwest as we head toward the middle of the week. We should stay dry for Tuesday, but as this begins to roll in on Wednesday, we could see maybe rain, maybe some freezing rain, depending how the temperatures play out as we get your Wednesday started. Then we'll have periods of rain throughout the rest of Wednesday. Then we'll have to flirt with rain and snow chances potentially for Thursday and Friday, depending on how strong the cold air will be coming in with this upper low as we head toward the end of next week. So that's going to be the next big storm system to keep an eye on, and it does still stick with Doug's pattern, so we'll worry about the returning precip chances by Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of next week, as temperatures will be bouncing between the upper 30s and the lower to middle 40s. The next 4 days, we'll keep things dry. Near 40, Saturday and Sunday, 31 on Martin Luther King Day. We'll have to start cold at 16 Tuesday morning before we rebound close to 40 by Tuesday afternoon. Have a good night. Have a great Saturday.